5 mistakes. Thousands of dollars. Most buyers make at least one of these. Some make all 5. And they never even realize it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are. So you don't become the next person who overpays without knowing it. Let's start with the one that quietly wrecks more car deals than anything else. Focusing on the monthly payment instead of the total price. Here's how this trap works. You walk onto a lot. A salesperson asks what you're comfortable paying each month. You say something like $400. From that moment forward, the entire conversation shifts. Instead of negotiating the price of the car, they start negotiating around your number. They can hit $400 almost no matter what car you're looking at. All they have to do is stretch the loan term, raise the interest rate slightly, or shuffle the trade-in value around in the background. You leave feeling like you got exactly what you asked for. In reality, you may have paid thousands more than the car was actually worth, spread out quietly over a longer loan. The fix is simple, but it takes discipline. Negotiate the price of the car first, just the price, not the payment, not the trade-in, not the financing. Once that number is locked in, then you can talk about how you're paying for it. When you separate these conversations, it becomes much harder for a bigger number to hide inside a smaller monthly payment. Mistake number 2. Not knowing your financing options before you walk in. A lot of buyers assume the dealership is their only path to financing. It isn't. Banks and credit unions often offer competitive rates, and getting pre-approved before you shop gives you a real number to compare against. Without that number, you're financing blind. The dealership sets every term of the deal because you have nothing to measure it against. Here's why this matters more than people think. Interest rates vary a lot based on your credit profile. Someone with strong credit might qualify for a noticeably lower rate than someone with weaker credit, and that gap can mean a difference of thousands of dollars over the life of a loan. Most people never check where they fall on that spectrum before walking into a dealership. They just accept whatever number gets handed to them. Getting pre-approved does 2 things. First, it shows you what a competitive rate actually looks like for your situation. Second, it gives the dealership a reason to try to beat that number instead of just setting their own. Even if you ultimately finance through the dealership, because sometimes their promotional rates are genuinely strong, you now know what a fair deal looks like instead of guessing. Mistake number 3. Skipping research on the true cost of ownership. This is the one that catches people months after the sale, not during it. The price of the car is only one part of what you're actually signing up for. Insurance costs vary significantly depending on the make and model. A flashy performance car or a large SUV can cost noticeably more to insure than a modest sedan. Fuel costs vary too, especially if you're moving from something efficient to something bigger and thirstier. Then there's maintenance. Some brands and models are associated with higher repair costs over time, more expensive parts, specialized service requirements, or simply a higher likelihood of needing attention sooner. None of this shows up on the sticker price. It shows up 3 months later when your insurance renews at a number you weren't expecting, or your first major service bill arrives and it's double what you assumed. Before falling in love with a specific car, it's worth spending 20 minutes looking up typical insurance estimates and common maintenance costs for that model. That 20 minutes can save you from a decision that looks great on paper and feels very different a year in. Mistake number 4. Rolling negative equity into a new loan without understanding what it does. This one is sneaky because it can happen almost invisibly during a trade-in. Negative equity just means you still owe more on your current car than it's actually worth. Maybe the car depreciated faster than expected. Maybe the loan term was long and the balance didn't drop much in the early years. Either way, when you trade that car in, the dealership can roll what you still owe into your new loan without making a big deal out of it. Suddenly, you're not just financing your new car, you're financing your old debt too, quietly folded into a bigger number. This can add thousands of dollars onto a new loan. And because it happens inside the bigger picture of a trade-in, a lot of buyers don't fully register that it happened until they look closely at the paperwork. Sometimes not even then. The way to protect yourself here is simple. Ask directly. Ask whether any balance from your previous loan is being added into the new one, and ask exactly how much that amount is. If the answer is unclear or keeps getting brushed past, that's worth slowing down for. A fair deal should be able to explain this part clearly, not gloss over it. Mistake number 5. rushing the decision because you feel pressured. Car buying often comes with a strange kind of urgency that isn't always real. A salesperson might say the price is only good today. A specific trim might be framed as the last one on the lot. Financing offers might be presented with a countdown feel to them, as if waiting even a day means losing the deal entirely. Sometimes these things are genuinely time-sensitive. Often they're a tactic designed to get you to decide before you've had time to think it through. Here's what rushing actually costs people. When you're moving fast, you're less likely to compare interest rates. You're less likely to research total cost of ownership. You're less likely to notice a rolled-in balance buried in the paperwork. Every mistake on this list becomes more likely the moment you feel like you have to decide right now. The fix isn't complicated, but it takes some willingness to walk away if needed. Cars are not rare. Dealerships are not running out of inventory in some permanent sense. If a deal is genuinely good today, there's a strong chance a similar deal, or a comparable one somewhere else, still exists tomorrow. Giving yourself even 24 hours to sit with a decision can be the difference between a purchase you feel confident about and one you quietly regret 3 months later once the excitement wears off. So let's bring all 5 of these together, because they don't exist in isolation. They tend to stack. Someone negotiates based on monthly payment instead of price. That same person didn't get pre-approved, so they have nothing to compare the dealership's financing offer against. They didn't research the true cost of ownership, so the insurance bill surprises them later. Their trade-in had negative equity that got quietly rolled into the new loan, and the whole thing happened fast because they felt pressured to decide before they'd fully thought it through. Individually, each mistake might cost a few $100s, or in some cases, a few thousand. Stacked together, the total can climb into a number that genuinely changes someone's monthly budget for years. And the frustrating part is that none of it requires bad luck or a dishonest dealership to happen. It just requires walking in unprepared, which is exactly what most buyers do without realizing it. Here's the good news. None of the fixes for these 5 mistakes are complicated. Negotiate price separately from payment. Know your financing options before you shop. Spend a few minutes researching the real cost of owning a specific model. Ask direct questions about any balance being rolled into a new loan, and give yourself room to slow down instead of deciding under pressure. None of this requires special knowledge. It doesn't require being an aggressive negotiator or having insider connections. It just requires showing up with a little bit of preparation instead of showing up hopeful. The buyers who avoid these mistakes aren't the lucky ones. They're the ones who did a small amount of homework before they ever set foot on a lot. Car buying doesn't have to feel like walking into a trap. It can feel like a transaction you're fully in control of, as long as you know where the pitfalls usually are before you get there. The 5 mistakes we just walked through account for a huge share of the money people unknowingly leave on the table every single year. Avoid them, and you put yourself in a completely different position than most of the people walking onto that lot beside you. If this helped you think about your next car purchase differently, stick around, because there's a lot more of this kind of breakdown coming, and the next one might save you even more than this one did.